Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, I guess, since it's after 12. My name is Michelle Gramolia, and I am the CEO here at Woodland Pond. Today is Tuesday, June 29th, and this is going to be my last scheduled weekly video update. I will continue to do weekly updates in the form of the Chanticleer. And then, of course, we can always do a video update as needed. But as you remember, the impetus for these updates was, pandemic-related issues. And right now, I don't think we have a need to have a weekly update. And this has kind of turned into more of just another version of the Chanticleer. So without further ado, I would like to just mention that we have no suspected or confirmed cases of COVID on this campus. We are continuing to monitor all the staff and, meet the standards of testing and so forth required by the state. We did get news yesterday that the testing requirement for long-term care facilities has changed at the state level. This is something that was expected because once the executive orders of the governor kind of sunset, we knew that we would probably see some reduction in the requirements for testing and so forth. So we have indeed seen that. They are now requiring that we test staff that work in skilled nursing that are unvaccinated. There's no longer a state requirement to test any other staff on campus unless the countywide rate of prevalency exceeds 5%. And we haven't been in those numbers for many months at this point. Right now, the statewide average is 0.4%. That's 0.4%. And incidentally, I was doing some work yesterday and just out of curiosity looked to see what the flu prevalency was. And actually, as of yesterday, the flu prevalency was 1.4% or something, and compared that to the COVID of 0.4%. So we've done a great job keeping those numbers down here in New York and in Ulster County. So that is why I can certainly understand why the state would drop that testing requirement. We are continuing to encourage all of our staff, beg, borrow, and plead to please get vaccinated. There's some science news that came out today indicating that it seems that there's a good possibility that both the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines may offer longer term immunity than was initially thought. So that's obviously positive news. We do have many options and alternatives for our staff to be vaccinated. And it really is important to us that they all, make that choice. But again, it is a choice. So we can educate and encourage and share your pleas with the staff, and we continue to do that. Philip Mail today is going to sit in on a couple-hour-long seminar that's being put on by an advocacy organization about, different ways that, we may think of alternative ways to entice staff that are not vaccinated to become vaccinated. So it's time well spent. It's, trying to keep everybody on this campus as safe as possible. So that is very important to us. The last week, you heard me loud and clear where I had indicated that, the reason that somebody chooses not to vaccinate or is unable to be vaccinated, or more importantly, the reason that someone that is vaccinated might be wearing a mask, that's their private information. And although I think that, some of you feel very comfortable, asking somebody that's coming into your home, are you vaccinated? Some of you prefer not to have someone in your home that's unvaccinated as a guest or so forth. Certainly that question can be asked, but especially here on campus, we've had a number of incidents where either a resident or a staff member has been sort of grilled and then chastised for either not being vaccinated, or someone is questioning why they're wearing a mask, assuming that they're not vaccinated. We do have vaccinated staff members and guests that are coming on campus that are continuing to mask. So I think we need to just really be careful in assuming that someone that has a mask on is unvaccinated. And of course, we have to respect each other. It's not appropriate at any time to, attack someone verbally or physically here on this campus. But, I want to reiterate that message again. Certainly, if you are more comfortable asking your guests or so forth not to come into your home if they're unvaccinated, we can totally understand that. So that is that. Let's see, I've got a number of announcement-y type things. So in no particular order, we are getting closer by the day to when Sawyer Savings Bank will be taking over the bank location here on site. They've been coming in quite frequently to spec out the location. And Tom did ask me to remind everyone that in addition to the fantastic array of services that they're going to offer, which we're going to have information coming forth to you soon, Sawyer is going to be bringing personnel on site to help with transferring your accounts if you'd like to do that to their bank, but they will also offer safe deposit boxes right here on campus. So we're very excited about that. Monday the 5th at 10 a.m. It is your opportunity to shed some dead weight in the form of old papers. So I'm sure you've seen it in the Chanticleer. I want to reiterate it because it's a great opportunity for everyone to get rid of materials that need to be shredded. The truck will be here outside of the main lobby. You'll just bring your materials down. You can borrow a cart, bring down materials that need to be shredded, and they go right into the truck. And that is a donated service by one of our board members who also is a CPA here on North Pot Corners Road, Mark Shane. The phone system switchover is underway. We have made really good progress. I can't thank Cassidy and Jason enough on this. It's been extremely frustrating. I know that so many of you have had technicians from Spectrum out 4 or 5 times. The stories that we're hearing from all of you and what Cassidy and Jason are explaining to me are just unbelievable. I am frustrated on your behalf. I wish that dealing with certain companies that start with the letter S were easier in our area. And I wish sometimes that maybe they didn't have all of the services like they do. And it seems like there's not a lot of competition, but it is what it is. And we are almost through it. If you have not started your phone switch over yet and you get your phone service through Woodland Pond, you need to let concierge know right away, because we need to get you going on that, because the existing phone service at Woodland Pond is going to be cut off in the coming weeks. Let's see, on Sunday, July 4th, the dining room is going to be hosting a New England style barbecue, like a clam bake, and those reservations are going to be at lunchtime, so 12, 1, and 2 p.m. And those reservations need to be made by the 1st of July. So today's the 29th. So you have today and tomorrow, and then probably the morning on July 1st to be able to make a reservation for that clam bake. But certainly feel free to do that. And that sounds like it's going to be a delicious treat for the 4th of July. Let's see. Rob asked me to mention that the window cleaning is going to happen the week of August 9th. And for those that haven't been here for a window cleaning, we did skip last year because of COVID. We do bring in a contracted firm to wash the insides and outsides of your windows. If you live in independent living and you have any kind of a glassed-in enclosure, whether it's in a cottage or in an apartment, if you would like those windows to be washed, that is an ancillary service to you. And we need to know about that ahead of time, because we need to get that scheduled a little bit differently. And you will pay the contractor on the day of service. You'll pay them directly for that service. For everyone else, the window washing, of course, is complimentary or included in your monthly fees. We typically do it once a year. Okay. Ronnie had a couple of other announcements that related to the dining room. So I'm not going to go through them all in detail, but just to talk about the things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we talked about the clam bake. There was a memo that she issued that let you know that there's some changes at the pub, including the fact that we have now specials 5 days a week. We're going to be putting the sandwiches and salads that are there on a 2-week rotational schedule rather than just having it be a set menu. So that'll be great. You can now get burgers, that includes veggie burgers, at the pub at lunchtime, or you can order them at dinner time. So that's some more news in the dining room. Starting Monday, the 5th of July, the seating times in the dining room are going to change for reservations to 4:45, 5:30, and 6:15. And if you come to either the 4:45 or the 6:15, you're going to have a 10% early bird or late owl discount. So if you'd like to eat at that 4:45 seating or the 6:15 seating, you will enjoy a 10% discount on your meals starting on July 5th. And last but not least on dining, we have set reopening dates for the assisted living and skilled nursing dining rooms. The Garden View folks have been in their congregate dining area, kind of throughout COVID, just based on the way that the regulations have worked and the way that that unit is laid out. So we're looking at being able to reopen those dining rooms in just a couple of weeks. That's very exciting. Thank you to every resident that participated in the surveys for assisted living, specifically letting us know which meals you'd like to take in the dining room and which meals you prefer for tray service. It looks like about a little more than half of you are ready to go back to the dining room. So we're going to make those accommodations for you. And we're going to do that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when we reopen in a couple of weeks. So we're really excited about that as well. Let's see, one more note. We have a report yesterday evening around 9 o'clock. There was 3 young teenage guys or gals, people that went down the access road in the back, and one of the residents in the cottages saw the flashlights, heard the talking. So Steve Barry went out immediately, was able to be in touch with the guys. They were just out for, an evening investigation and hike of our area and didn't realize this was private property. I think they thought they were on the Millbrook Preserve trails. Of course, none of those technically are closed at any particular time, but they were very gracious, and Steve was able to just, confirm for them that this was private property and please don't come back, especially at night. People don't like that. So just a reminder on that. It did come to my attention that some of you are not consistently locking your doors and windows, and the general rule of thumb is you should be. So if you could please make sure that you're locking your windows and doors. It's important not only from a security perspective, but also all of our doors and windows are designed with a weather seal, and they work best when the locks are tightly clasped, because it actually puts pressure on either the door or on the window, so that it actually sits really nice and tightly into those weatherproofing on the windows. So it serves dual purposes. But yes, you should definitely be locking your windows and doors. That's a formal request from management to all of you for safety reasons, and also, just as I said, the most effectiveness of the windows. I think that's about it. You're going to see a bunch of things in the newsletter. Very, very active month coming up. We have reopened the kiln room, and I know that the users of the kiln room are getting supplies and things and getting ready to start utilizing that again. The art studio is back open fully, and all of the activities that would historically be in the art studio, we're going to be moving you back into there. And I think we just have a really exciting month coming up, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.